In this video, we're going to talk about the gradient tool in Photoshop. So the very first thing we're going to do in this document is we're going to flip it horizontally and we're going to zoom in just a little bit. Now, at this point, we're going to use the gradient tool, which you can find right here. And as you hold the left mouse button and you drag it around, you're going to see that this line is going to be created. When you release that, you're going to create this gradient inside of the selected layer. The reason why we have these colors is because they have been selected by default right here on the top left. However, the moment that you select this and you tweak the color, you're going to be able to create all sorts of different gradient colors and pretty much any effect that you want. So now that we have selected this gradient and we try this again, you can see that now the new colors have been applied. And if we make the line not go all the way across the artboard, you're going to see that the gradient is going to be more concentrated in these areas. So keep in mind that the gradient outcome is going to heavily depend on the length of the gradient line itself. You can also select the different type of gradients which are available right here. The very first one is the radial gradient. So if you do a radial gradient, you're going to be able to see that the gradient is going to be applied in a circular fashion. So you can create radial gradients which are bigger or more united in a single area. There's also another type of gradient, which the angle gradient, and this can be used especially to create some particular effects such as a pyramid seen from above, or all sorts of different type of illustrations and things of that nature. There's also the reflected gradient, which if we try, you can see that we're basically going to have this secondary color applied both on the top and on the bottom of the gradient. The very last one is the diamond gradient, which as the name suggests, the moment that we create one, is going to create a reflection which is similar to the one of the bling of a diamond. And just before we end the video, I want to remind you that here on this menu, you can also find the paint bucket tool, which is going to basically paint the related sections which are going to see right here. So if we adjust the tolerance, for example, these sections are going to be bigger and it's just going to take more pixels overall. So just something really interesting and useful to consider whenever you're dealing with Photoshop documents that need to basically have a background change in a few clicks.